You walk into a room and the dog that usually ignores everyone else walks straight toward you. You sit on a park bench and a toddler you have never met locks eyes with you from across the playground. The music in the background fades, and you notice it clearly. You are at a friend's house and their cat, the one they always say dislikes strangers, climbs onto your lap and settles there. And people say things like, "Wow, she never does that." Or, "Animals just love you." You smile, maybe shrug, but here's what they do not say, and what you might not yet have clear words for. Animals and babies are not just randomly attracted to you, they are responding to something, not something you are doing, something you are being. And if this keeps happening to you, if you are the person children stare at in grocery stores and animals move toward without you calling them, I want you to stay with me for the next few minutes, because what I am about to explain is not mystical. It is physiological, and it may help you understand why you have always felt like you are broadcasting on a frequency most people cannot pick up. Here is my promise. By the end of this, you will understand what babies and animals are truly sensing in you, and why that same quality that draws them close might also leave you feeling drained around adults. But first, let us begin with the question that actually matters. Not why do they like me? A better question is, what am I giving off that preverbal beings can read so easily? Because babies and animals do not have the filters adults have. They have not learned to silence their nervous system. They have not been trained to doubt their instincts. So when they look at you, they are not seeing your clothes, your status, or your social performance. They are reading your energy field. And I do not mean that in a vague spiritual sense. I mean your real physiological state, your nervous system pattern, the electromagnetic field your heart produces. The first thing babies and animals sense in sensitive people is calm presence without an agenda. Most adults enter a space with a goal. They want something. They need something. They are performing, adjusting, calculating. Babies feel that. Animals feel that too. It shows up as tension. It feels like noise. But empaths, especially those who have learned to regulate themselves, often move through the world in another way. Not because you are trying to appear calm, but because your nervous system has been trained, often out of necessity, to be aware, to adjust, to avoid imposing. Imagine this scene. You are at a family gathering. A baby is being passed from person to person. Everyone is using the high-pitched voice, the exaggerated faces, the "come here, sweetie" tone. The baby tolerates it, maybe even smiles, but their body looks slightly stiff. Then you sit down nearby. You are not trying to engage. You are simply there. The baby turns their head, looks at you, and holds your gaze. Why? Because you are not asking anything from them. Your nervous system is not sending out hidden demands. You are not performing excitement. You are simply present, regulated, open, safe. Pause for a second. Do not overthink it, just notice. When a baby stares at you, do you feel seen in a way that is almost uncomfortable? Do you feel like they are looking through you instead of just at you? If the answer is yes, that is not fantasy. That is recognition. They are sensing something authentic in you that most adults have stopped paying attention to. What they are sensing is emotional congruence. Babies and animals are extremely sensitive to whether your inside matches your outside. Adults learn to smile when they are angry, laugh when they are hurt, say "I am fine" when they are breaking down inside. Babies and animals never learn that skill, and they do not trust people who use it. But empaths, especially those who have done inner work, often have less distance between what they feel and what they show, not because you overshare, but because you are not split inside. Your system is not running two separate programs at once, one for the world and one for yourself. So when a dog walks toward you, they are not sensing kindness as an idea. They are sensing coherence. They feel that the energy coming from your body matches the energy inside your body. And to a nervous system that evolved to detect threat quickly, coherence signals safety. This brings us to the second thing they detect. You are not a predator, not in a literal sense, but in an energetic way. Many people, without realizing it, carry a grasping quality. They want to be liked. They want to control the interaction. They want the baby to smile, the dog to approach, the cat to purr. That wanting creates pressure. Babies experience it as demand. Animals experience it as pursuit. But empaths, especially those who have felt overwhelmed by other people's needs, often develop the opposite pattern. You have learned not to chase, not to push, not to require something from every interaction. And that absence of pursuit is what makes you safe. Here is a truth that might be uncomfortable. The same quality that makes animals trust you can make some adults uneasy around you. Because you are not performing, you are not managing their feelings, you are not constantly working to keep them comfortable. People who are used to controlling the emotional temperature of a room often feel unsettled around someone who refuses to play that role. So the dog comes to you. The baby stares at you, and the adult feels slightly disturbed without knowing why. The third thing babies and animals sense is very important. You notice them as beings, not as objects. Many people look at a baby and see cute. They look at a dog and see pet. There is affection, yes, but there is also subtle objectification. The baby exists to be adored. The dog exists to be entertained by. But empaths often do something different. You meet their gaze and truly see them. You recognize awareness. You treat them like subjects with their own inner world, not objects for your enjoyment. They feel that difference immediately. Picture another scene. You are sitting in a park. A small child, maybe 2 years old, is playing alone near the swings. You glance over and the child is staring at you, not smiling, not waving, just looking. Most adults would instantly perform delight. They would wave big, make faces, try to get a reaction. You do not. You simply hold the gaze for a moment. Maybe you nod gently, maybe you offer a small, genuine smile. The child keeps looking because you did not interrupt the moment with performance. You did not make it about you. You allowed them to lead the connection. That is what it means to see them as beings. You are not using them to feel validated. You are meeting them where they are. Needing them where they are. If animals and babies are repeatedly drawn to you, it means your nervous system is doing something healthy. It means you have developed, probably through a lot of difficulty and adaptation, a quality that preverbal beings recognize as safe. But here is the part that may hurt a little. That same calm, non-demanding, coherent presence often costs you energy around adults. Adults expect performance. They expect you to manage their moods, show excitement for them, mirror their expressions. And when you do not, they feel the difference. They may label you cold, distant, or too intense. You end up in a strange position. The beings who cannot lie, who cannot pretend, who have not learned to distrust their instincts, trust you almost immediately. But the beings who have learned to protect themselves, to fragment their emotions, to demand attention, sometimes feel confused around you. What I want you to understand is this. Your sensitivity is not only about feeling more deeply, it is about being more aligned, more present, less divided inside. Babies and animals are drawn to that because their survival depends on correctly identifying who is safe. You are being read accurately, not by everyone, but by the ones who still remember how to read without filters. So the next time a child stares at you or a dog walks across a room to sit near your feet, do not dismiss it. Do not reduce it to coincidence. Let it be evidence. evidence that your nervous system, despite everything it has experienced, is still able to broadcast safety. That is not a small thing. It is not just a charming trait. It is your system quietly saying, I have not shut down. I am still open. I am still authentic. And maybe that is the kind of connection you have been searching for all along. Not someone who performs closeness, but someone who is simply and undeniably present. The babies and animals already recognize it. Now you recognize it too.